Welcome back, guys, to Phoenix Wright, Spirit of Justice, where last episode Phoenix took a trip to a foreign land to meet Maya during her ever-continuing spiritual training, but soon found himself wrapped up in a case in a court of law that defense does not exist within. With Ahlbi, your guide, found guilty of the murder of Patrol, Phoenix attempts to fight this verdict, alien to the culture. Shall we continue with the case?
Well, the accused's guilt is certainly conclusive. Unless there's anything else, I'm ready to announce my verdict.
Again?
Very well. In that case, I find the accused...
Just one moment, your majesty. Don't you think you're rushing the verdict just a little bit?
I told you, I have plans to attend to and... Ah! I'm late. It's already started. How did the time fly by so fast?
He's still stuck on that? We haven't even heard the defendant's side of the story yet. Your Majesty, the defense asserts its right to cross-examine the defendant. Huh? Did I say something funny?
Cross-examine the... What do you mean by that?
What? What do you mean, what do I mean?
I seem to have some dim recollection of the process, but I can't quite recall.
And little wonder, that so-called defendant hasn't been questioned in over 20 years.
Should I even be surprised anymore? Anyway, I demand we let the defendant, or the accused, tell his side of the story.
Is that really necessary?
Of course it's necessary, Your Majesty.
What harm could it do? I say we allow the boy to speak, Your Majesty. Though I doubt he'll have anything of relevance to say.
Oh, how kind of you, your royal painness.
Very well. As long as it's okay with you, Mr. Payne. I'm already hopelessly late for my class anyway.
In that case, the prosecution calls the accused back to the witness stand.
Oh, but before we do, I'd better call my wife and apologize for missing that class. Any objections?
Go for it, Your Majesty.
Accused, state your name and occupation again if you would.
I'll be your guide. I'm in training to be a monk, and I'm a tour guide too.
Why me? Now, where were we?
Cross-examining the defendant, Your Majesty.
Right. Let's do that then. At the defense attorney's insistence, I might add...
He sounds a little dispirited. His wife must have given him a piece of her mind.
Well, the defense had better get to it and make it quick, if you please.
The defense? Mr. Wright, I didn't know you were a lawyer. Well, I am, and I'm here to defend you, Ahlbi. Don't worry. All you have to do is tell the truth, and you'll be alright. You tricked me! What? If I knew you were a lawyer, I wouldn't have given you that tour. Give back that Magataman I gave you yesterday. Ahlbi, what's gone into you?
Don't talk to me. You disgust me.
Now even Ahlbi's against me? But why?
This must be a new experience for you, Mr. Wright, being loathed by a client. Now then, accused, please give the court your testimony. The incident occurred around noon, during the break between the morning and the afternoon dances of devotion. I want you to tell the court what you were doing around that time.
Alright. Okay. That's a cool new graphic. Witness testimony time. Which hasn't happened for, what, 20 years? The accused account. I didn't kill Mr. Rolt and I didn't steal the treasure. I'm not allowed to go anywhere near the treasure room. I've never even seen that treasure box with the green Khura'inese butterfly on it. That's very specific. But when the incident happened, I was in the hallway planning out my tour route.
Were you well acquainted with the victim?
Yes, he used to chat with me whenever we ran into each other in the temple. Mr. Roll was a monk in training when he was a kid too, you know.
I bet Ahlbi looked up to him.
But he had to give that up and go to work when his family needed money. That's why he became a guard, but at least that way he could still stay on at the temple. He was so proud when he was put in charge of guarding the treasure box. He even got to carry the box to the palace for the New Year's rite. The victim's parents apparently both died relatively young, so Mr. Roll had to support his younger brothers and sisters as well. But even with his job as a security guard, I'm sure things couldn't have been easy for him.
It sounds like his circumstances and Ahlbi's were very similar.
Mr. Roll encouraged me to never give up. Ahlbi, you train hard and make sure you become a monk one day. Don't end up like me, he'd say. He was always cheering me on, in my training and in my tour guide business too. Why in the world would I kill a nice man like that?
Yes, I see. You express yourself well. Defense, now that you've heard the accused account, are you finally satisfied? If so, let's draw this to an expeditious conclusion.
But, Your Majesty, I haven't even cross-examined the defendant yet, or said expeditious properly.
That wasn't the end of it. It's been so long, I don't rightly recall what this cross-examining thing is all about.
A judge who doesn't know what a cross-examination is? What fresh hell is this? Yeah, we got a forgetful judge, but not this forgetful.
I really do wish I could remember how it works.
Shall I give the judge a refresher on cross-examination? I mean, I know what we're doing, so why would I go might as well? But what? Does the judge really need it? I mean, we know what to do. I don't feel like I should be filling in for a judge either. It's one of those things. Like, shouldn't be telling to you how to do your blooming job, but you should know. Let's go not necessary, maybe. Is that a tutorial thing? I better save my breath. The judge doesn't exactly seem like a model student. You'll just have to watch to see how it's done. Ah, that is a tutorial option. Right. And so, the accused account, the cross-examination. Right, we have 5 markers at the top right, do we? I didn't kill Mr. Roll and I didn't steal the treasure! Hold it! I believe you didn't do either of those things, Ahlbi. He doesn't like me though, so why is he going to talk back? You do, but you're a lawyer. Of course you'd say that. Now, there's no need for that.
But he's right. Lawyers always claim their client is innocent, even if they have to lie. Just like you're doing right now, accused.
Don't let me in with that, lawyer. I'm not lying. I didn't steal anything and I didn't kill anybody. I'm not allowed to go anywhere near the treasure room. Hold it! You're not allowed to go near the treasure room? Why is that? It's a rule of the temple. They keep a lot of important things in that room.
Yes, like the Founder's Orb in particular. Only the royal family may lay eyes on it.
Didn't Mr. Payne say anyone without spiritual power would go blind? I heard you wouldn't be blinded if you had just looked at the outer treasure box. But I've never been anywhere near the treasure room. I'm too scared. You've got to believe me. I've never even seen that treasure box with the green Khura'in's butterfly on it. Yes, this was ridiculously specific. So that's either presenting or pressing to it, because you know when you see something incredibly specific like that. Let's look at the details here. I mean, I can't tell what color it is. It's got a butterfly on it, right? It's the only picture of it ever, so therefore people wouldn't know what color it was, right? Isn't that what's going on here? Right, we'll press this, but then we'll present to that. Box with a butterfly on it. Yeah, you can see it in that newspaper article. Look! But the newspaper article is in black and white. See? There's a relief of the Khura'in's butterfly on the treasure box. Oh, this design here carved on the back of the box. I see it now.
It's a sacred butterfly said to carry the soul or mitama of the departed. Its wings form a loop that cradles the mitama and carries it to the Twilight Realm.
As you can see, there's even one depicted here behind me at the judge's bench.
That's purple, okay. Well, what do you know? There it is. Though it kind of looks like he's about to be carried off to the Twilight Realm himself. Anyway, I've never even seen this treasure box besides... No, you've definitely seen it if you know what colour it is. When the incident happened, I was in the hallway planning out my tour route. Right, we know what to present to them. It's obviously that and the fact that, of course, it's not been seen by people. Only one picture has ever been done. Black and white. Anyone who hadn't seen it wouldn't know what colour it was.
Objection!
Oh, Ahlbi, why would you lie to me? So you say you've never laid eyes on the treasure box, is that right? That's right. It's forbidden, so I'd never do that. In that case, how did you know there was a green butterfly on it? Huh? Because I saw the picture of it in that newspaper article. Nope. Take another look. These photos are in black and white. You couldn't possibly tell what colour the butterfly is from these pictures. Ah! Hold on. His bag. Did it just move?
Pulkunka!
I beg your pardon? Pulkunka is a word in Khura'inese that people use when they're surprised.
You just exposed a lie, so this is the power of cross-examination, is it?
I should be the one shocked here by your shocking lack of understanding.
But just a moment. If the accused was lying, then that makes him more suspicious than ever.
Ugh, and this just makes things worse for me than ever. Ahlbi, are you hiding something? Please give only true statements. I can't help you if you don't tell the truth. Damn, I just can't seem to get him to open up to me.
So, accused, you have seen the treasure box with your own eyes after all, haven't you?
Well, maybe I did take a peek one time, a long time ago, when I was cleaning the treasure room. But you weren't in the treasure room at the time of the incident, right? Of course I wasn't.
Objection!
That is a lie. You were most definitely inside the treasure room on the day of the incident. And I have proof.
He does?
This was found on the floor of the treasure room. It's a scroll entitled Notice and contains a list of temple monk duties. These instructions pertain to the day of the incident.
And what exactly is that supposed to prove?
The accused's fingerprints were found on the scroll.
What?
Oh no!
Where is it? It's not here! I must have dropped it somewhere.
Indeed, you must have dropped it when you were busy murdering the victim.
Notice has been added to the court record. A notice from the day of the incident, the defendant's fingerprints were found upon it. No, 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 no. And that means Ahlbi was there on the day of the incident?
So this is the power of cross-examination. The more the accused talks, the guiltier he paints himself.
Yes, it would seem so, your majesty.
He predicted my argument and had evidence ready to refute it. How was any of that supposed to help the accused? See? I told you they can't trust lawyers and their lies. Her benevolence already said the kid's guilty. Just declare him guilty and get it over with.
No. Everything's going all wrong.
Shadow, what do I do?
As I suspected, this cross-examination session has served for no purpose whatsoever.
No, you're wrong.
But armed as we are with her benevolence's insight, there's no reason to doubt its guilt.
Then I guess I'll just have to poke holes in this insight of hers.
By the way, this didn't prove to be very interesting at all, Mr. Payne. Nevertheless, I will now finally announce my verdict.
Wait just one moment, your majesty. I haven't seen this Divination Seance for myself yet. As the defense, I have the right to check it.
Is that really necessary? I have to get home and apologize to my wife.
I guess she really did give him the business.
Your Majesty, I enthusiastically support having Mr. Wright see the seance.
You too? And why is that, Mr. Payne?
Don't you want to see it? See the lawyer being utterly crushed by the power of the seance? And then watch him tearfully beg for mercy?
Well now.
I'm sure it'll make up for not getting to go to that class with your wife.
It certainly does sound worth seeing. And it'd give me a juicy tidbit to tell the missus. Ha 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 ha.
I've been reduced to a juicy tidbit?
Well, for an interloper, I imagine you do have to see it for yourself to be convinced. It's certainly unprecedented, but let's have the Divination Seance performed again. But then, right after the tearful begging, I really do have to be going.
The only tearful begging is going to come from the prosecution when we're through.
How pitiful the defense looks, still scrambling desperately for a foothold. Blissfully unaware that defeat and despair are all that await him.
Hello again. There she is, her benevolence.
Your benevolence, Reifa Padma Khura'in. Thank you for coming all this way once again.
Your gratitude is unnecessary. This is simply my duty. Barb-headed attorney.
Yes?
I am told you question the veracity of the sacred divination seance. It would seem the depths of your irreverence and blasphemy are lost on you.
I'm just a foreigner, ignorant in the ways and customs of this country. I apologize in advance for anything rude I might say or do, your benevolence. All I want is a fair trial for Ahlbi.
You would imply that the trials of this country are unfair? Do explain, outsider. How verdicts founded on truths imparted by the very souls of the dead lack impartiality.
What's fair about trials with no defense and no chance for the accused to tell their story?
How dare you speak to her benevolence in that matter?
Did you hear that? Did you hear how he talked to her benevolence? What does he know about anything? Ignorant outsider. We won't stand for it. He must be punished. Yikes, look like I really stuck my foot in it this time.
Punish him! Punish him! Punish him! Punish him!
It's a weird face he's making nowadays.
Silence, one and all.
Is she standing up for me?
Be not disquieted, my people. He merely expresses his opinion.
Well, looks like her benevolence is going to be more reasonable than I thought.
Attorneys are ghastly creatures, with souls stained black by brazen untruths. The words of a lowly worm such as that are not worth troubling yourselves over.
Alright, I take that back.
None of his prattling can sway the truth of my insights. Rest assured, he will soon see the error of his foolish ways.
And now then, your benevolence, the Divination Seance, if you will.
Certainly. Nana, my robe.
O Holy Mother, we hold this divination seance in your name. Let the eyes of everyone here be clear, and our ears be unstopped. O dance of devotion, guide the victim's soul to me, so that we may receive their final memories in the pool of souls.
What just happened? An image appeared in the pool.
A final message from the victim's soul. The last communication of his Mitama. The Divination Seance has revealed this to us.
Her benevolence can use her power of spirit communion to project the victim's memories of the last few moments before their demise.
So what we saw in the pool is what Mr. Roll actually experienced?
In the victim's memories, we see the accused raising a weapon up over his head. This is consistent with the findings of the police investigation. There has to be some kind of mistake. I didn't do it.
This looks bad for Ahlbi. Really, really bad.
Now do you see why I'm the incredible Payne?
More than I can express. But even if those really are the victim's last memories, what can I do with them?
There it is. There's the face of a man being utterly crushed. Oh, how long I've waited to see it. Isn't it wonderfully gratifying, Your Majesty?
Oh yes, very satisfying indeed. Now you've finally convinced Traveller. The accused is most assuredly guilty.
Am I really the only unbiased one here?
Now then, I think we've been amused enough. If you give up now, I won't even invoke the Defense Culpability Act against you. You'll be free to slink back to your own country with your tail between your legs.
The Defense Culpability Act? What's that?
What? You mean you honestly don't know?
No. But I had an inkling. I had a serious inkling. What's with all the hubbub?
Well, well. Not only is he a lying, black-hearted lawyer, he's also an imbecile. Your Majesty, I think you'd better explain the Defense Culpability Act to him.
Yes, I think I'd better. A Defense Culpability Act, or DC Act for short, is as follows. In the name of Her Eminence, those who would support criminals will be deemed just as guilty. In other words, if you help the accused by defending him and he is found guilty, you will receive the same sentence as he.
What? What kind of insane law is that?
Under the DC Act, many an attorney has been convicted and met with a grim fate. Some went to prison, others received the death penalty. That's why there are so few in our country today who admit to being an attorney.
That's as it should be. The history of our courts proves that attorneys are black-souled creatures who will tell any lie to save the accused. Thus, attorneys deserve to be exterminated.
Exterminate! Annihilate!
Oh god, that's a horrible crowd. I've never felt so much hostility coming at me from so many sides. What could have happened to make everyone feel this way? That makes you super evil because you know what could happen to me.
You fell right into my trap, Phoenix Wright. Your win streak against me and my brother ends today. With the seance and the DC Act on my side, I'll finally get my revenge.
So that's why he was so eager to have me defend Ahlbi.
Chased out and humiliated back home, fate brought me to the foothills of Khura'in. I thank my lucky stars that I'm chief prosecutor here now.
No offense, know that if I rule that the accused is guilty, you will go to prison too.
That explains Ahlbi's reaction earlier. Defend me? Mr. Wright! What are you saying? You can't do that!
Your Majesty, isn't a prison sentence a bit lenient? After all, we're talking about treason. One should pay for such a crime with one's life.
Yes, I believe the death penalty might be appropriate under these circumstances.
The death penalty? No way! You're kidding, right, Your Majesty?
Do I look like I'm kidding? I'll have you put your life and your dark tainted soul on the line here.
Death? This can't be happening.
The courts of resignation. Our courts are well known as thus. In this land where my seances provide the truth and no attorneys can intervene. Criminals know that all they can do is resign themselves to their fate.
Oh, foreign lawyer, ask you once more. Are you sure you still want to defend the accused?
It's Maya to think of in all this too. I can't just lay down my life. What in the world should I do? Well, what in the world would Phoenix Wright do? Would he ever abandon a defense? Has he ever abandoned a defense thus far? He has kind of abandoned the courtroom for a fair whap of time, but that was due to extenuating circumstances, though some would say that a death penalty the one could reap is also the same. But Ahlbi is not guilty. Can we leave a lone child on the stand to face that penalty? Isn't this why I became a lawyer in the first place? To help those with no one on their side. I can't just abandon everything I believe in. All I can do now is stand firm and fight.
Well, don't hold your tears back on my account, Phoenix Wright. Admit your defeat and grovel before me, the chief prosecutor, for your life.
Objection!
Even if it means being subject to the Defense Culpability Act, I will defend Ahlbi.
What?
But Mr. Wright! A defendant insists he's innocent, and not even a divination seance should be accepted without examination.
Polkunka!
But if I'm found guilty, you'll get the death penalty too. Even knowing that, you still want to defend me? I don't know what happened in the past, but it looks like everyone in this country considers lawyers to be liars. So I can understand if you don't believe me. But I still believe in you and your innocence. So all I have to do is keep believing and find the truth. That's all there is to it. Barb-headed attorney, you continue to amuse me. Though your barb jobs are proving to be more than mere jokes. Your benevolence. Believe me when I say that this attorney will knock your insides out. Insolent, disrespectful attorney. You'll have plenty of time to regret your folly in the Twilight Realm.
Not a wise move, traveler. Not wise at all.
And so we'll end our episode here for today. As now we know about the Defense Culpability Act, we know what the real stakes are. Double stakes. Not just a defendant that could go down to the death penalty, but Phoenix himself. Things have reached a new height. Let's put it that way. In this foreign land, a different culture, we still try to figure out the rules of this courtroom, as we now, by the look of it, question a divination seance on top of that as well. Tune in next time for more Phoenix Wright, Spirits of Justice, and we'll find out what's going on.
Bye-bye.